So I just want to talk a little bit about why I started off getting into the bars. And basically it was just so I could add some weight really fast. And, you know, they're a pretty compact way to store a bunch of it. So this is one of my first 10-ounce pieces that I got. I had to have it. I ordered a few of these 5-ounce bar as well, and some other things from Scottsdale Mint, a bunch of their 5-ounce bars, not just the Tombstone bars, because these ones are pretty sweet also. And, you know, they got a neat, interesting finish to them, almost like a powder coat type. And they're always reasonably priced. You get them really close to spot usually, even when you're buying a small amount. So if you're just looking to add some weight, I recommend bars definitely. And, you know, get creative. There's so many. If you're not too concerned about actually stacking them in a stack, then get out there and make some videos of some, because I love buying a few, usually 20 to 30 ounces from different places. These ones are from Non-Art Precious Metals, and they do some really interesting things with this hand-poured bars. You know, hand-poured bars, like, it's connecting you with the artist and who made the silver. You know, I love watching High Five videos. He does great pours. He's pretty creative, and he's always doing interesting things. I recommend his channel. But yeah, so when someone buys a bar that he made, you know, it's like you're buying someone's art basically, and so it's good to support anything like that you can. I haven't bought anything from High Five Silver yet, or even contacted him about that stuff, but in due time I definitely will. Currently I am still recovering from surgery, so I'm on benefits until the end of this month. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base on the bar aspect of silver, and, you know, even the bigger rounds, the stackable rounds that Scottsdale Mint has. They're beautiful pieces of silver, and it's a good way to store a bunch in a small area. So I definitely, if you're just a coin and numismatic type person, I mean, I get it. You're not going to get much value out of the use of that way. But if you just want to add some weight, go get some bars. And you know, there's some history behind some of these things. The Wild West, you know, Arizona, that is a big chunk of American history, and most people are pretty interested in that type of stuff too. So, oh, and this stuff here, incidentally, is all like nugget silver as well, which is very rare to get out of anywhere on Earth. Normally, it's a chemical process that separates it in zinc and copper mining. That's where most of the world's silver comes from. It's just a byproduct of industrial metal mining. And that's kind of why it's so rare as well, because you don't find it like this. You have to separate it from chemicals. It's not even really, the way the market has been suppressed, it's not really worth it to mine just for silver. But since they have all these other, obviously, industrial needs for zinc and copper, and silver's industrial need is growing exponentially as well. So it's here to stay, and a big chunk like this someday is going to be a decent prize to have. So anyway, just a quick blurb on that. Thanks as always, guys. I'll be doing another giveaway on the weekend, so stay tuned for that stuff. And I hope you all like Göbekli Tepe. Hey guys, so Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. is site that I figured I would talk about now because it's a bit of groundbreaking, and it's a good place to start for people who have trouble grasping what I'm talking about when I'm saying ancient megaliths, and that we've all been lied to about the actual ancient history of the human race. So we'll start with Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is roughly 12,500 years old. This has been determined and confirmed by mainstream archaeology and the German National Institute of Archaeology. Klaus Schmidt is the archaeologist who did the work, and it's undeniable now. So we know that there are advanced civilizations on Earth 12,500 years ago. That can shock some people, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, and I encourage you to do some more research into it. I'm definitely going to post some links and continue to talk a little bit more about some of the things that, you know, some of the stuff that you can find there, which is pretty cool. Basically, it's like a series of circular structures that appear to be worshipping temples, perhaps telling a story. Somewhere these people worshipped their gods. There are similarities between the carvings with ancient Egypt. So there definitely seems to be some type of ties, and geographically, you know, they're only, you know, maybe a couple thousand kilometers apart, which isn't that great considering, you know, what people are capable of doing and the lengths we can travel. So they kind of look like massive pillars that look like T's. Huge stones, 100 to 300 tons, some of them. So that's a mega chunk of stone. And that's some serious engineering to be able to quarry it, move it, and erect it into an astronomical aligned configuration. So astronomically speaking, it appears to align with the star Deneb. The Deneb star is located in the Cygnus formation of stars, which, if anyone's familiar with the Cygnus mystery, basically it's a theory that almost all of our ancient megalithic structures on Earth are aligned to these stars. And I mean, there's quite a bit of evidence because most of them are. So it's kind of interesting to consider, anyways. I got some links. Go to Andrew Collins. He does some really good detailed work about the astronomical alignments and just kind of how they figure it all out, and the science and the math behind it. And it gives you also good indications of the dating period. So this is one interesting case. They were able to use samples from the site as well as the astronomical dating, which both confirmed the time period that we're talking about, pre-flood. Some of this areas does appear to tell the story of a flood as well, which coincides with the Epic of Gilgamesh, the ancient Sumerians' flood, obviously the flood of Noah, and almost every other ancient civilization, their story has a flood that wiped out advanced civilization. So there's that. Excavation began in 1995, and it's been ongoing ever since. It's pretty slow because it's a lot of dirt, but it's been shown that whoever did this buried it on purpose, so it would be preserved almost perfectly, and it is. So there's up to 20 structures currently, or 20 separate so-called temples, and they're going to keep getting through them and learning more as we go along. So remember to keep an open mind when you're talking about the possibilities of our history and just what the implications are if they're forcing us to change, our model. And that's good. And I mean, most of this stuff is kind of proving science and religion can get along pretty good, because the science is, it's starting to say that this stuff really did happen. There probably were different peoples that, came from other places. So if you believe in God or not, by definition, God would be an alien. So, I mean, it's once you look at it like that, it doesn't seem so far-fetched. So anyways, get out there, start checking out some of these links, and you know, don't be afraid to open up what you think of the world, and it could be amazing. It can be an amazing place. So anyways, thank you so much for checking it out. Definitely check out some of the links to the pictures that I've got here, and or just search it yourself, you know, type it in, look for images. There's lots of wonderful pictures, and make sure to make up your own mind about things, right? Thanks for coming by. If you're planning on getting into cryptocurrencies, I would just suggest this. Get into the top 4 and sit on them. If you're not sure about what to do, I mean, you don't have anything to lose. Buy a little bit of Bitcoin. If you can't afford, you know, a full Bitcoin, that's fine. Not a whole lot of people can, so don't worry about that. Put $100, $200 of Bitcoin in. Use that to get yourself a couple of pieces of the next few down. Once you do that, then just slowly purchase a bit of Bitcoin here and there. Just keep getting it, because trust me, when if it goes global as currency, then you're going to be sitting on top of, you know, a lot of zeros after your digits. So, and that is because, you know, Bitcoin can only have 21 million total units. However, you can almost infinitely go downsize it, so it can continually be used as purchasing goods. So if you have 0.001 Bitcoin, that's 100% more than most people in your neighborhood. So go out and get a little bit of it. If you're skeptical, I mean, do the same thing, just get a little bit of it. It won't hurt you. I mean, it's not going to hurt you in the end. It can only benefit you if it goes off and does what a lot of people think it's going to do. Personally, I think it's great for global barter. I think it's a great way to send money or currency or value over distance. I'm choosing to look at things more of a store of my skill set, the things that I've been paid to do, basically, right? Currency and money is a lot more intimate than people look at it as, and that's because people don't give it any respect. They just want more of it, more. Well, it's because it's been printed to infinity. So, I mean, we know they can't create more of these cryptocurrencies. Once they're created, they have a set number, and then they have a program that takes care of that. The program is designed to be a fair bartering system. So Ethereum is actually a futuristic type of a cryptocurrency. I mean, down the road, it's going to be used by almost fully automated machinery that can purchase their own supplies for repair, you know. So basically it'll run self-diagnostics the entire time it's running, and when it notices the bearings going or whatever, it will create a work order or purchase order and send it on to whoever, and buddy will bring it and fix up the machine. So that's going to be invaluable to the state-of-the-art technologies that are coming out soon. Technology's exponentially increasing in its advancement, so these things are going to be used for something. There's a reason for them, and there's a reason a lot of big money is already in them. So I just want to make sure that I have a little piece of this pie, because I'm not sure what kind of a world that, you know, monetarily we're transitioning to, or, you know, socially, what kind of a world are we going to be in? I mean, it seems like there's a major crackdown on freedom coming, so I don't think I'm not looking forward to that. So, I mean, it's just part of being prepared for every situation and every scenario. So yes, I know gold and silver are going to be great for, you know, personal wealth retention and personal barter face to face. But what if I want something from China, or what if I want something from Indiana? I'm in Canada, so I need ways to be able to support the people that I know in America and in Mexico and in South America, and they need ways to be able to support guys like me, or businesses up here or down there, vice versa, right? Anywhere. So I think it's definitely worth looking into and considering with an open mind, because there's no point in being closed-minded in our world today. All that does is hurt people, yourself and those around you. So consider all things always. Thanks for watching. I hope you like Göbekli Tepe.